My name is TJ Dillashaw. I'm from Angels Camp, California, currently located in Sacramento. I'm 28 years old. My dad taught wrestling when I was growing up. I was 8 years old, and he was a wrestling coach at the youth program, and just got me into it. He was just going there and coaching, and I'd go and follow him and just kind of like fell in love with what he was doing, so I just kind of followed in his footsteps and started wrestling, and led me to where I'm at today. I did really good in high school, got a full ride scholarship to Cal State Fullerton, went through wrestling through that, and I just didn't quite reach my goals that I put myself at. I did really well in wrestling, had a great team, was ranked really high in the nation, but just never All-American. I never got that title, so I felt like I wasn't done competing. I didn't do as good as I could have at something, and I'm a very competitive person, so I was just kind of driven by that. Yeah, after college, I got into grad school. The plan was to become a physician's assistant and have a good job and go throughout that route. And then I was teaching at a wrestling camp for Mark Munoz, which was also my assistant wrestling coach. He fights in the UFC. I was just kind of following him around, and I was coaching at a wrestling camp, and Uriah Faber was there. And he recognized me from wrestling. He tried recruiting me actually to wrestle at Davis, and I turned it down and went to Cal State Fullerton, but he knew me from that and kind of said, "Hey man, I think you'd be a great fighter. I thought you were a great wrestler. You were real mean and real competitive. I feel like you'd be good at the sport," and kind of turned me on to it. And so I told myself I'd give myself a year and moved up to Sacramento, started training with Team Alpha Male, and if that year didn't pan out the way it was supposed to, then I'd go back to school. But everything happened the right way, and I am where I am today. Day-to-day training for the team is I'm held to like a standard. I have to show up for everyone because we have so many guys on the team now that are getting ready for fights that I'm held accountable for them. I have to be there for them to get better, which makes me way better as well. But we have a family going on to where if someone's in a training camp, we have to be there for him to help him get ready. I think that's our key to success lately, is how many good guys we have in the room, and we all show up for each other because we care about that person. I get to go in the gym and train with my best friends and then hang out with them afterwards. It's a great job and really enjoy it.
So you say you're about, what, 6 days a week training, or?
Yes, yeah, I'd say 6 days a week. 5 days with the team and an extra day on the weekend I do my own strength conditioning. And yeah, every day, 4 to 6 hours of training, get 3 sessions a day, just putting the grind in at the gym.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So what are you doing in your off time when you're not training?
Just lately I've got super addicted to playing golf. Just this last year I got into playing golf, and it's such a hard sport that I felt like I wanted to do it all the time. I wanted to get better at it, and I liked it so much. It's either that, I like to wakeboard. I'm a big hunting and fishing guy. I grew up in a small town, so it's like what I did growing up. I grew up hunting, grew up raising animals, and kind of grew up in the sticks. So I like to get out a lot and play some golf, like I said, and hunt. I believe I found out Onnit through the podcast with Joe. I just got into the UFC. I got off Ultimate Fighter. I emailed Aubrey and kind of told him my story and told him I already take your guys' products and loved them, and if I can get you guys' help and maybe a product sponsor to help me get to the top of where I need to be, because it's hard to pay for things you needed when you first get into the UFC. You're not making the money you need to supplement yourself, and I just wrote in my interest and told him how much I love the products and that I take them daily already. And he wrote me back, and from there I think that was like 2 years ago, and I've been taking it every day since. A lot of good products. I love the Hemp Force because I make a lot of smoothies, a lot of vegetable smoothies, and you can put Hemp Force in it, the protein they have, and it'll make anything taste good. You can blend up anything and it'll taste good. Obviously I take that Alpha Brain religiously before practices, especially Dwayne's practices. There's so much information going in your head. I love the New Mood. The New Mood always helps me relax, and I could probably tell the biggest difference with New Mood, just the way that it'll change my attitude of everything. If I'm feeling a little cranky, just take one during the day, or if I'm having trouble sleeping, take them at night. Another great product I just came out with was T+. I've got some great strength gains and some size from T+, and the reason why I know it's working is my libido goes through the roof. So it's a great product as well. Yeah, it was cool. That's why I started listening to Joe's podcast, is because I was a fan of the UFC, not only getting involved in it, but I'd watched it before and just fell in love with the sport, and then Joe just kind of is one-on-one with it, and I started watching his podcast or listening to his podcast because of it, which got me hooked up with Onnit, and hanging out with him is pretty cool. I've gotten to go on his podcast now with Dwayne and meeting him here at the Onnit lab and at the fights, and starting to build a little bit of a relationship with him, and it's pretty cool, because you've watched him from the outside, and now you get to actually meet him as the person he is, and he's a very interesting guy. Being on it to me is the clean living lifestyle and trying to become a better person all around. If it's not the weight equipment, the workout equipment you guys use, to the supplements, they put their heart and soul into making it a healthy product, and it's something you can live your life by. That's the way you should live. Every aspect of life is the way that Onnit treats their products and their equipment. So my unconventional part of me is just my temper and how quick I get angry. If I wasn't able to control it and turn it into something good like I am for mixed martial arts, I could be a loose cannon. I've definitely, through sports, have controlled it and have learned how to deal with my OCD and just kind of getting really aggressive and overly competitive. I want to win at everything. I think my family raised me that way. I've had two brothers, and my parents have always been super competitive. If we're in a car with a different parent, we're racing to get to that spot, and whoever wins is rubbing it in another person's face. My older brother just beating me up and me wanting to get back at him, and the tables have changed now. He definitely can't do that to me anymore, and just being all out all the time. The plugs I got is just to follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, TJ Dillashaw. Make sure to check out my fights. Buy Onnit products, they're awesome. That's the sponsor I really believe in, and I'm stoked to be sponsored by you guys and to join the family, and it's going to be a good step for my career.